Hajimi's act of swallowing catnip not only granted him a spatial eye and caused his size to surge, making him as tall as a 2.5-story building, but also gave him C-rank strength and the ability to summon cat claws at will in the void. While the weakness of spatial beasts was their lack of physical strength, the Cat King's newly evolved berserk ability perfectly compensated for this. However, compared to other spatial beasts, Shadow Assassin's evasion of physical attacks was far superior to its spatial jump ability. Duan Fei regretted giving him a chance earlier. Now that he had evolved to C-rank, things had become much more complicated. Not only had his spatial power increased, but the beast's strength and speed had also doubled. At this moment, a tail tightly bound Duan Fei's calf, dragging him rapidly. Duan Fei ultimately escaped danger thanks to the sharpness of his memory dagger. The excruciating pain of losing his tail caused the Cat King Lord to roar, and the two charged at each other at high speed. In terms of strength and ability, they were almost evenly matched. Although Duan Fei was currently at the D level, his overall combat strength had long since reached the C level. In the middle stage, amidst the Cat King Lord's roar, the surrounding spatial power surged violently, and 5 teleportation portals were immediately created. Claws attacked back and forth around Duan Fei. Feeling the pressure, Duan Fei couldn't care less about anything else. In desperation, he exposed his fire-type ability. He reversed the flow of flames through the teleportation portal at Cat King's head ridge, but the Cat King's attempt backfired, and he was severely burned by the flames. He immediately shook off the sparks, but at that moment, a hand pressed down on his forehead. The Cat King's spatial ability, activated by his devouring ability and sensing the impending death, frantically unleashed his spatial ability, forming a huge teleportation portal. Realizing the danger, he chose to escape at high speed, but ended up taking Duan Fei with him. With Duan Fei hanging on him, no one knew what danger awaited Hui Suen on the other side of the teleportation portal, and all of this was observed by Wu Yu. At this moment, he breathed a sigh of relief. Even his aura had vanished. Could it be a long-distance spatial jump? After hearing the news of Duan Fei's death, Commander Huang was suddenly shocked. How could the god of war die at the hands of 3 level 1 monsters? Wu Yu lied through her teeth. I rushed over after dealing with them, but I was still a step too late. Commander Huang was dizzy. He clearly fought 2 Earth-level monsters without a scratch. Wu Yu's eyes widened in disbelief. Sha-Yi, do you think I'm lying to you? Commander Huang immediately apologized. I just couldn't accept it all at once. Meanwhile, at the Yanhuang base, Commander Zhou received a call through the military's secret channels. Wu Yu, how's the situation at the Bright base? I heard that Luo Yang's god of war also went there. Luo Yu looked relaxed. That kid had several superpowers, but he's already dead. By the way, Commander, you have one. But my insight ability can see an extremely strong zombie aura emanating from a human girl in the shelter. I don't know if she's human or a zombie. Commander, are you still listening? Commander Zhou's skin suddenly shed, revealing a native demon emerging from his military uniform, its voice identical to Commander Zhou's. Wu Yu, bring this little girl back unharmed immediately. After giving the order, the native demon transformed back into human form, marveling at the usefulness of a human identity. If obtained, it would be effortless. A massive conspiracy had taken its first step. Meanwhile, Duan Fei, after being pulled into the space, didn't emerge but was taken into the Cat King's spatial domain by the leader. Oxygen was limited here, and the flame aspect couldn't be used extensively. Besides, it was just a natural disaster. How could those people have enhanced an extremely powerful beast to such an extent? The disaster Banshee, released to save Xinu, hadn't expected such a consequence. Duan Fei descended from the sky with the blazing earth authority. He thought he had completely annihilated the Cat King, but the next second, a space-piercing attack struck him instead. The Cat King's right eye flickered with a strange light. If physical attacks were ineffective, then magic would have to defeat magic. Shadow Strike activated, a streak of purple light swiftly hurtling towards the Cat King. However, just as the attack was about to strike, the Cat King's right eye unleashed a spatial force, deflecting the incoming attack. What was the principle behind this? At that moment, Duan Fei created a black shadow clone. It immediately darted into the smoke. Then, tree roots and claws suddenly pierced towards Duan Fei's real body from the smoke. Had the Cat King's ethereal body generated a new ability? But this stalemate couldn't continue. However, the fierce attack suddenly stopped. It seemed the clone had succeeded, because the devouring ability could ignore any ethereal body. At this moment, the system notified him that he had killed a C rank, gaining 800 evolution points, and also rewarding him with a spatial gene and a very rare item. Because the Cat King had fallen, the surrounding space began to collapse, and Duan Fei didn't know where he would be teleported. It was already late at night when a black shadow opened Anya's door. Looking at the sleeping little girl, he couldn't understand why, despite containing a large amount of zombie virus within her, she looked no different from a human. Commander Zhou was so eager to get this girl. He seemed rather unpredictable lately. Just then, Duan Fei's voice came from behind Wu Yu. I heard from the soldiers outside that you were spreading rumors that I was killed. But that doesn't matter. But you actually attacked my friend. You can't be allowed to live. Wu Yu was about to retort when Duan Fei grabbed her mouth. Please be quiet. Anya was still resting. Then, the sound of bones cracking came from Wu Yu's cheek. I told you to be quiet. Then, the bones in Wu Yu's cheek shattered instantly. Anya lay on the bed, talking in her sleep, fast asleep. Brother Duan Fei. With you, Anya feels safe. Duan Fei's eyes were full of affection. I'm happy with Anya too. Then, Duan Fei picked up Wu Yu's body and threw it into the pile of zombies. Whether humans or zombies want to move, Anya will have to step over my corpse first.